Hello, citizens, and welcome back. This is our match reaction to United 0, Man City 0 in the Premier League. Hit like, hit subscribe. Let's jump into it. So this was, let's be honest, the worst game of football I've ever seen. This was dreadful. Two teams didn't really care about the game. The whole first half played out like a friendly. The second half didn't improve. City did nothing. All United did was like defend with all 11 players and hit long ball. Awful game, and I'm glad it's over. I tell you. And it goes back to something I've been saying for months, which is I don't trust this team. You know, you have a great result against Bournemouth. You put in an absolute awful performance against Leicester, but it's Leicester, so you win 2-0 anyway. You go into this game and you offer nothing. Not one player here. Actually, no, do you know what? I'll give credit to Nunes. I think he defended well in that second half. And I hate Nunes at right back. I can't stand him. But he did pretty well. But other than that, forget this game. I wish I'd never watched it. The positives is we kept a clean sheet. We didn't drop any points in on the top four race because Chelsea drew as well today. So yeah, there we are. You know, it's not a great day, not a great performance. But yeah, we didn't get beat. So there's that. Because at the end of the game, you don't have people pushing with United. And if you look at Pep's lineup in this as well, I just don't understand Pep. I don't understand his determination to not play pace. He won't do what other people are doing in the Premier League. Which is weird because the things that other people are doing are working. You know, the way everyone has fast wingers and then they just hit it long and they run onto it. The way teams counter-attack and they play two balls and then get into the box. But we have to play this tiki-taka football with a midfield that we've had for 10 years with no pace. They're all old. And it shows as well because every time we countered, United got back in numbers. We counter-attacked from a corner in that second half. And by the time we got up to the edge of their box, I had 8 defenders there. And we just started passing it sideways again. And then Pep brings on substitutions. They do nothing. You know, they look more tired than the others. And I mean, at least Docker gave a good go of it on the left-hand side. He got a couple of them booked. But I mean, what was this performance? What were we achieving? Were we going for a nil-nil job? Because if that was the case, then my word, you've played a blinder there. You played an absolute blinder, but god-awful game. Let's look at that lineup. Nunes a right back. Whatever, like I said, he did all right. Diaz and Vardy in the middle, I thought they were colossal. And if it wasn't for them, you know, if it wasn't for our defence today, you know, we would have got battered 4 or 5 if they played like the rest of the team. You know, if the defence played like that midfield, we would be in big trouble. You know, we'd probably be where United are in the league right now. I thought Edison did okay in goal, claimed some really important crosses. Left-hand side, O'Reilly, I'm liking the kid. He's really good. Not his best game today, but again, the people in front of him were giving him nothing. The midfield, shocking. De Bruyne, Foden, Gundogan, and Bernardo. What was that about? What was that performance about? You know, it's just so bad throughout everyone. De Bruyne, clearly, he doesn't want to be there. You know, I know he's leaving at the end of the season. I've not done a video on him. Maybe I will. But for me, he's been the best player in the league for the last 10 years since he's been there. But this season, him and Foden, oh my God. Why Pep keeps playing him, I don't know. Because Foden offers absolutely zero on that right side. And De Bruyne's offering nothing in the middle. You know, and he's probably my all-time favourite City player, De Bruyne. Dreadful performance. Like I said, Foden, poor. Bernardo, I don't even know what his role is in the team anymore. Is he another CDM? I have no idea. But going forward, them lot were awful. Mamouche, he got the Haaland treatment today. You know, you can't blame him for anything. He got 0 service, the tiny little bit of service he did. You know, a decent half volley on the edge of the box. He likes running with the ball. Fouled quite a bit, you know, won us a few free kicks. But everyone else gave him no service, and this is what Haaland gets. And unfortunately, when Haaland doesn't play, you saw the City team that Haaland is given. You know, you see the struggles that he has, you know, and everyone goes on about him when he doesn't score, he doesn't turn up in finals. This City team right here is a perfect example of what Haaland has to face. Because Haaland occupies 2 or 3 defenders every single game. Because the defenders are concerned about him. Because they know 1 chance he'll score. Half a chance he'll score. So he's constantly making runs. Constantly occupying the entire defence of the opposition. But when we've not got him, defenders don't need to do that. Because they know we're not going to go over the top. They know we're not going to play the long ball. We're not going to play a through pass. We're going to go tiki-taka all the way up to the edge of the box. Go wide. And then back to the middle of the box again because we got to play so narrow. And it's just predictable. It's boring. It's crap. It's been like that all season and I'm bored of it. I just want this season to end. Yeah, like I said, second half, he brings on substitutions, takes Foden off, should have hooked him off at half time, shouldn't have ever played him. Grealish came on, didn't do anything. Lewis came on for O'Reilly for some reason, and Lewis made our defense worse. All their best chances in that second half came down that right hand side, really, with him, because he can't pass, he can't tackle. Again, awful. Yeah, that's about it. That's the match reaction. Bad game. Glad it ended 0-0. Boring. We'll never watch the highlights of it. We'll forget about this exists. And yeah, I recommend you do the same. Next game, who cares? I don't even know who you're playing. I've not even looked. I can't even remember, and I don't care. It's going to be another crap game. Boring, probably. Hit like, hit subscribe, and see you all in a few days, I guess. Bye-bye.